Welcome to another CEO Wisdom podcast with Adam Feldman with us today. Adam is CEO and co-founder at CRISPR. We're going to talk about what happened recently in Israel, but also about how it could affect potentially Israeli startups, as Adam will tell us today. This podcast is brought to you by Podfire. If you want to start scale, be invited to podcasts like this one. Adam, welcome to the pod. Can you tell us a bit more about yourself and a bit more about CRISPR?
Yes. Thank you for having me. I started my career as a lawyer a long time ago. Then transitioned into the business side, working for a big automotive company here in Israel. And 5 years ago, I started Crispify, basically with the aim to improve the air quality inside the cabin of the car, improving the user experience for driver and passengers. And later on, also we develop a product for smoking detection and odor detection for fleets and for fleets like car sharing and car rental.
Very interesting. And how did you get the idea?
So I got the idea. Basically, I saw two big trends in the automotive industry. One is the focusing more around the in-cabin environment. As you can see, autonomous vehicles of the future are basically a box where people can get in and the car will drive them around places like a small minibus. So there's a lot of focus around the in-cabin environment for the past years when we talked about the future. And the second trend, which is was very strong and got stronger during COVID, is the whole thing of around air quality, what we breathe, what we have there, how can we achieve cleaner and better air. So once I saw these two trends, I thought about Crispify and we started the concept and the product.
So you were venture funded, and how was the growth path since 2019? Where are you today in terms of clients and in terms of revenue?
So yeah, we are venture backed. Early on, we done the regular road of pre-seed and seed rounds and later rounds. Basically, we secure customers mainly from the fleets side of the business. We work with a few OEMs on R&D projects, doing a lot of POCs, see how we can integrate our system inside the vehicle. But in the automotive industry, you have a very long sales cycle, so we didn't wait to see revenue from that stream early on. And basically, most of our clients today are fleets, and now we are in a commercialization agreement with a very big company in order to take it to the next step, where they will use their own manufacturing facility and their own marketing ability in order to sell it to customers all around the world.
Right. And how have the recent events affected you and the team?
Yeah, so I think recent events like in the situation in Israel are impacting everyone, and you can't avoid it. A lot of people are in the reserve army, and they are now not working. The other one are with their families, with their kids, home and things like that. So everyone got a little bit delayed, and we hope it will end, in a few weeks, maybe a few months, but I don't see the situation going a lot longer. So we try to do as best as we can to work and then to achieve the goals like everyone else. But yeah, it's a tough few weeks.
So what will be your priorities for 2024?
I think the main priority really is to see how for Crispify is really how to close the big deal with our partner, and to make sure that we get our service and products out into the general market.
And tell me about the builders, your VP of partnership there. What is the builders exactly?
Yes, so for the last year, I support Fortune 500 companies in basically in innovation or in commercialization of technology. So the Builders is an innovation platform where Fortune 500 company partner with in order to find new technology, new startups, to plug in into their own business and to achieve better outcomes, and also to innovate and to be on top of the market. So the Build really is a platform working with a very, very big firms, mostly global, and on the startup side, working mostly with Israeli startups and help them to connect with such big firms.
Interesting. And what challenges do these giants find normally in innovating that might seem very trivial for you as a startup founder?
Oh yeah, I think there's a lot. First of all, I think that the most challenging thing is how to uh, find the right people inside the organization to adopt new technology. So I think for startups, it's a lot of times it looks very obvious. Yeah, I have this new cool technology. They're going to change the world. I can help enterprise. I can help big businesses. There's no, it's a non-brainer. There's a great ROI. I calculated things like that. And then they encounter these giants and they they see that it can take them months just to find the right champion or the right person to really to push forward the technology inside the company. So I think that's a big problem. We can see it all around. Like even if you have the best marketing technology of the future, it's not really obvious that the VP marketing is the right person. Sometimes it could be others from the organization, especially if we look now on like the top edge technology that we all talk about, like ChatGPT and Gen AI, or things even if you talk about NFTs or Web3, things that they don't really have a real persona or real champion inside the organization that is in charge, even in charge of these things. But and a lot of times these big companies really want to innovate, really want to embrace new technologies. They're super excited about things that startups can do for them, but they have a lot of trouble to integrate it. So I can say this is like a major challenge. If you look at things that are more obvious, like small changes that you can do for existing technology or for existing teams, things can be much easier. But even for us, for Crispify, when we talked about with the big car rental firms, they said, yeah, we want smoke detection, but who's in charge of that? It took a lot of time just to find out who's the person that really in charge, who has this KPI for him that if we will integrate Crispify, he will get a bonus in the end of the year. So this is a major thing that you can see for startup and also for platforms like the builders.
Right. And how is the automotive industry doing right now? Because obviously during COVID, it was real quiet. Now it has gone up recently. Do you predict that the trends of people buying more car and buying more fancy car with better technology will go up in the next 5 years?
Yeah, I think if you look in the automotive industry, I think you really can see the trickle down effect. Like you can now go to the showroom of Mercedes, look at the newest S class, and you can see the technology that you will have in Hyundai in 5 years from now. This is basically how it works most of the time. So. And also another thing now in the industry, there's a lot of push of regulation around safety. So I'm sure that you will see a lot of new features coming up in the next few years. What we'll have in the next year, 2 years from now, is really, as we can see, there's a downturn in the market. So obviously luxurious cars will take the hit. We can saw that if we look at Tesla, that they are the first responder for everything. So they cut the price of their cars almost immediately a few months ago, just to entertain the market and to make sure that they still have the right demand and they meet demand in the market. And I think they will see other companies doing basically the same thing. Cut the prices or cut some of the features or put the features that they used to have as an add-on features in the next 1-2 years. But in terms of technology, I think that a lot of things coming, and I just came back from a show a month ago in Germany of the new technology in automotive, and there's a lot of things that are going to come up in the next few years.
Exciting. Where can people find out more about you, Adam?
So you can find more about me on LinkedIn, Adam Feldman. That's the best place. We can connect there, and happy to hear also about new startups and new things.
And that was Charles Cormier as your host for another CEO Wisdom Podcast.com and Adam Feldman.